I'm not here to murder. Bend the knee and join me. Or refuse and die.
You need to find a way to make her listen.
Whatever stands in our way, we will defeat it.
Bran saw the Night King and his army marching towards Eastwatch.
Bad things are coming.
The episode starts off with the aftermath of the Battle of the Field of Fire, where the Lannisters and Tarleys got their asses kicked. Bronn, after saving Jaime's life, asks him what's wrong with him and why on earth would he do something as crazy as charging towards a dragon. Jaime starts to wonder how he's going to tell Cersei that their forces took a massive loss and how the plunder from High Garden is now lost and now have no way to pay the Iron Bank. The scene cuts to Dany's army also facing the aftermath of the battle, handling prisoners and so on, but also the judgment of Randyll and Dickon Tarley. Dany tells the Tarleys to bend the knee and serve her, but Randyll, who already swore an oath to Cersei and that she is his queen, Dickon also follows in his father's example and denies Dany as well. Which is when Dany orders Drogon to roast them, which horrifies Tyrion, who says it's unnecessary. And brutal scene at Dragonstone is next, where Dany returns with Drogon. When she arrives at Dragonstone, Jon Snow is there waiting for her. Drogon lands in front of Jon, which is the scene Dany tries to present a show of power, and Jon is a little taken back at first since, well, it's a dragon, but when Drogon gets close, Jon pets him a bit and Drogon allows it, which leaves Dany in shock and continues her intrigue for Jon. After she gets down, they talk about her dragons and how they aren't beasts to her, instead, they are her children. At this point Jorah Mormont arrives at Dragonstone. Now that he's been cured of grayscale, Dany is very happy that Jorah is back and healthy, but Jorah is skeptical of Jon Snow. There is a point where Jon figures out who Jorah is. They end up warming up to each other. Winterfell is next, where Bran has forged into a flock of ravens beyond the wall to see what the Night King is up to, but the Night King anyhow senses it, and Bran leaves the raven's head. Back to Dragonstone, where Jon gets a raven stating that Arya and Bran have arrived back at Winterfell, which makes Jon happy, but he doesn't have the time to think about it. Jon will not see Bran or Arya this season. I believe the raven should also include information about what Bran saw while forged into the ravens, to let him know they, the Great Other, are coming close. Tyrion and Varys talk how Tyrion wonders if Dany will be as brutal as her father, and how Dany did things that were unnecessary, that is, burning the Tarleys, and what they should do about it. They then decide to plead to Cersei about the Great Other and to join them to pause or end the war, since every man in Westeros will be needed to fight the Great Other. Cersei, being the hard-headed bitch that she would not listen to Tyrion, we know she hates him. So they get in contact with Bronn to trick Jaime to meet with them, since Jaime might not be willing to talk to Tyrion, since he killed their father. Tyrion used Sir Davos's smuggling talents to sneak past King's Landing's defenses to meet with Jaime. Bronn leads Jaime to a sort of catacombs where Tyrion is at. So Tyrion tries to convince Jaime to tell Cersei to surrender, but that she should join them to fight the Great Other. While they talk, Sir Davos is working through King's Landing through the armors and blacksmiths when he runs into Gendry working as a blacksmith making swords and such. Davos and Gendry meets, and Gendry is happy to see him, but also admits he's tired of making swords, especially since he's making them for the Lannisters. Davos invites him to come with him, to which Gendry agrees. This is when he takes out a weapon he forged for himself, a warhammer with a stag carved into it. Tyrion, Davos and Gendry meet back where their boat was, to go back to Dragonstone, when two gold cloaks stops them to ask questions. Davos, being the smuggler he is, tells them they are traders, to which the gold cloaks ask them what they trade, to which Davos tries to handle, but finally Gendry uses his warhammer to settle everything down. The three of them make it back to Dragonstone, where Jon and Gendry meet for the first time, both being bastards, and both meeting each other's fathers makes them relate and become friends. Another reunion that takes place in Dragonstone is between Jorah and Tyrion. Tyrion says that the Lannisters will not join because they don't believe in the Great Other and think it's a trap. Then Jon decides he must bring proof about the Great Other to the south so that all the kingdoms will join and fight as one. So Jon, Jorah, Davos and Gendry, which is when we see the scene where Dany and Jon say goodbye to each other. Which is when Jon tells Dany somewhere along the lines of, well, if I don't return you won't have to deal with the king of the north anymore, to which Dany responds, I have gotten used to him. Sounds romantic. The following scene is at Eastwatch by the sea, where those traveling from Dragonstone meet Tormund. Where he and other wildlings have been manning the wall. When he's there, we are surprised when Tormund takes Jon to the ice cells where he has put the Brotherhood without banners and the Hound. Jon then offers them a chance to go beyond the wall with him, and they decide to go together under Jon's leadership and start to range beyond the wall to try to capture a white to bring as proof. Last two scenes are regarding Sam leaving Citadel with Gilly and baby Sam. Other hand, Littlefinger continues to do cheap things to make Arya feel the Sansa is a selfish bitch and doesn't care about Jon. So here, everything ends about episode 5. Please do watch my videos about episode 6 and 7. Do like, share and subscribe for more videos like this.